Okay, so I live in Texas, and they have a barbecue place called Bill Miller's Barbecue, and I always wanted to work there just to check it out. But anyways, they have pretty good food. Um, I'm just doing a review on Bill Miller's in case you're wondering about working there, what you're gonna be experiencing. Definitely, I went there. Out of most of the people are nice. Of course, there's some that are not nice. Like for instance, I went to work today. It was cold. I had a jacket on. I get there. I'm gonna clock in. I hadn't worked on that shift before. It was a new shift, new workers. Like first shift workers, second shift. Had worked second shift. This was first shift. So I go in there and I told the lady, I said, "Ma'am, where do I clock in? I'm gonna clock in." And she goes, "Well, take your jacket off and then clock in." And I looked around. Everybody had jackets. I'm not talking about they had Bill Miller's jackets. They had hoodies, uh, like windbreaker jackets. Jackets. And I said, "I wonder why you make me take my jacket off. Everybody around here's got jackets on." And she didn't have an answer for me. She just looked all weird. So I go ahead and take my jacket off, and I clocked in, started working. Um, they had me as a busser position, but as a busser, I had to throw the trash, which is usually a busser job. You throw the trash, and clean the tables. But this one, you had to throw the trash, put ice. That's something usually a busser does, puts ice in the ice bins. Uh, Clean the restrooms. That is something else that a busser usually does. Go outside and clean the hoe outside with the dustpan, papers and stuff out there in the parking lot. And then you got to clean the carpets. Like there's some carpet mats in the building. You take them outside and clean them, uh, bring them back in. And then you have uh, water and mop the front of the where the doors in the front and the back, but they didn't have enough signs, so you got to do. They only had two signs because you can only do the front and then you have to do the back later. If they had four signs, you could do front and back. Put the wet floor signs out. That throws you off. You're constantly doing tables, and then they had me do the chicken, which is dropping down the chicken. So you're dropping down the chicken as far as like putting the batter on them, flouring them, and put them in the oil. Got to keep track of the temperatures, of course, and taking them out. They don't. When you're doing the chicken, you don't have to do nothing else. And then also, when they say runner and you're doing the tables, you're supposed to go and get the order and take it out to the customer. So it's pretty intense. Uh, to me, I've worked other places. It's not really worth the money, but if you need a job, take that job until you get a better job. But for what they are paying, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. And today I was doing these tables, and I did make one mistake. They have a certain way for you to do tables. I didn't do it that way one time. This lady tells me, "Hey, you're not doing it right." That I go, "You know what? You're right," because I had got pulled off on something else. I came back. I think you had to do a trash run, but there's a lot of trash there. Oh, you also got to wash dishes. So then I heard him talking about me. Two of the bosses were like, "Yeah, he's good, whatever, he's doing okay." And that lady goes, "No, he's not doing the tables right. One table I didn't do right." And she goes, "No, we've been watching him. He's doing them right." And then this guy's training me. He said, "Yeah, he did the tables right." And she goes, "I seen him do it. I seen him not do the table right." She's got to yell, and they tell you got to be like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Another thing is, I thought it was weird. They said that you got to say thank you, and I said, "What do you mean?" Yeah, of course I will say thank you. And they said, "No, like if I tell you something like, go pick up that trash, I'm supposed to say me as a worker, employee, whatever. I'm supposed to say, all right, thank you, like thank you for telling me something to do." So right now I'm in a bind because my car broke down. It's like $800 to fix it, and I had to take this job because I'm glad they hired me or whatever, because it's close to my house and I can make it there without a vehicle, even though it's not on the bus route. You know, if I have to take an Uber or whatever or get a ride from somebody, it's not far. But as this is a deal about working at Bill Miller's, and if you work there, you're going to be doing. If you're a busser, not only you're going to be cooking, cleaning, cleaning the tables, taking the trash, um, putting the ice, cleaning the front, cleaning the carpets. And then I had scheduled that I'm supposed to leave at 2. The new bussers come in, and I'm supposed to leave at 2. And they're like, "You didn't get all the tables." I said, "Yeah, I got all the tables, but there's people eating. Today was a Veterans Day, so they had free meals for veterans, which is a good deal. But then there was a lot of people. So as soon as you clean the tables, more tables get, open where they leave their trays. So even though I cleaned the tables and I said I already did the tables, I already did the restrooms, already put the ice, I just came back from throwing the trash. I'm ready to go. They're like, "Well, you didn't finish." So I had to go out there and do the tables again. It was crazy. So if you're thinking about working at Bill Miller's, they want you to do a lot of things. To me, if you need a job, take it. But while you're looking for something else, like, to me, it's really too much work for what they have you doing. I know they're making millions of dollars from selling their chicken and all that, and they should have higher wage for all the stuff that they're having the people do. And then the way that they critique them. I messed up on one table and the lady's over there screaming. And the way that I was treated, I go in there and everyone's got jackets on. But you're telling me to take my jacket off. That's just power tripping. If you're young, you'll experience what power tripping is in the workforce. People that are older, they've been working, they already know what power tripping is. You give the person a title and they want to just abuse it. But the best way to be, I've been assistant supervisor before. I had my own power wash business at one time. I believe you treat your people right and they'll take care of you. You take care of your people and they'll take care of you. If you treat your people bad, you're constantly going to be hiring and retraining new people. Out of all those people there that I worked with, I don't think any of them were there more than 2 years. So that's telling me that people don't stay there. The guy that was training me, he had been there 1 year. And at least at the store, I'm not saying all Bill Millers are like that. Maybe if I got another Bill Millers, there won't be. The workers were nice. 99% of the workers were nice, but the couple of managers were a little bit too high strung. We're supposed to treat them with respect. They should treat us with respect. If I seen someone doing a table, I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, that table, you're not doing it right." Then the person would be, "Oh yeah, you're right. Hey, you're not doing that right. You're doing that wrong." And then go tell him he's not doing the tables plural right. It was just one table. So just giving you a little deal on how it is working at Bill Miller's.